हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं करंट अफेयर्स 13 तारीख की। इंडियाज़ रिटेल इन्फ्लेशन सर्ज पास्ट 5% in June, triggered by food prices. India's retail inflation rate has broken its recent trend of moderation, climbing above 5% in June 2024, primarily due to rising food prices. This upstick poses fresh challenges for policymakers who have been working to manage inflationary pressures. According to official data released Friday, the Consumer Price Index (CPI) based inflation rate for June stood at 5.08% year on year. The inflation rates for rural and urban areas were recorded at 5.66% and 4.39% respectively. India's foreign exchange reserves hit record high of 657.2 billion. The Reserve Bank of India (RBI) reported on Friday that for the week ending July 5, the nation's forex reserve surged by 5.158 billion, touching an unprecedented 657.115 billion. The figure surpasses the previous record, 655.817 billion set just last month. The steady climb of India's forex reserves has been consistent trend in 2024, with a cumulative increase of approximately $35 billion since the year's start. Center declares June 25 as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. The Union government announced on Friday that June 25 will be observed on annually as Samvidhan Hatya Divas to honor those who opposed and fought against the injustice during the emergency imposed by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1975. Genome evidence points to plague in Stone Age European population crash. Around 500 years ago, the population in northern Europe collapsed, decimating Stone Age farming communities across the region. The cause of calamity, called the Neolithic decline, has remained a matter of debate. New research based on DNA obtained from human bones and teeth excavated from ancient burial tombs in Scandinavia, 7 from an areas in Sweden called Fallbagden, 1 from coastal Sweden close to Gothenburg, and 1 from Denmark, suggests disease, especially the plague, may have driven the Neolithic decline. The human remains come from a megalithic tomb type built against stones called passage graves. The remains of 108 people, 62 males, 45 females, one undetermined, were studied. 18 of them, 17%, were infected with plague at the time of death. UAE honors India's Indian origin doctor with street name in Abu Dhabi. The UAE has named a road in Abu Dhabi after Dr. George Matthew, an Indian origin doctor who has made substantial contribution to country's healthcare sector. This honor is part of the Honoring UAE's Visionaries Commemorative Streets project initiated by the Department of Municipalities and Transport (DMT). PM Modi reaffirms India's commitment to BIMSTEC, supports Thailand for upcoming summit. The foreign ministers of BIMSTEC member state convened for a joint meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday, focusing on enhancing regional cooperation across various sectors. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Union Minister of States (MOS) for External Affairs Pavitra Margarita, National Security Advisor Ajay Doval also attended the meeting. Prime Minister Modi also expressed India's full support for Thailand as it prepares to host the upcoming BIMSTEC summit in September, signaling India's dedication to continued success and cooperation within the BIMSTEC framework. Imran Khan's party wins reserved seats in Pakistan's parliament. Pakistan's Supreme Court ruled on Friday that jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party was eligible for over 20 extra reserved seats in the national legislature, ramping up pressure on the country's weak coalition government. Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party candidates contested the Fab 8 election as independents after it was barred from the polls. They won the most seats, but the election commission said independents were eligible for the grant of 70 reserved seats meant for political parties only. 17 US Congress Democrats call on Joe Biden to end his re election bid. A growing number of Democrats in Congress are publicly calling on Democratic President Joe Biden to end his re election bid after the 81-year-old incumbent halting debate performance against Republican revival Donald Trump. While many lawmakers have expressed unease with Biden's continued candidacy, and others have steadfastly backed the incumbent's plan. Here is a list of those who have directly called for Biden to not run again. Delhi CM Kejriwal to remain in jail despite interim bail from Supreme Court. The Supreme Court on Friday granted him interim bail to Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in the now scrapped excise policy case registered by the Enforcement Directorate (ED). However, Kejriwal will remain in detention because of his arrest last month by the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) in another corruption case related to the excise policy. US South Korea signed nuclear guidelines strategy to deter and respond to North Korea. The US commitment to deterrence against North Korea is backed by the full range of US capabilities, including nuclear. US President Joe Biden told South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol in a meeting on Thursday on the sidelines of NATO summit. The two leaders also authorized a guideline on establishing an integrated system of extended deterrence for the Korean Peninsula to counter nuclear and military threats from North Korea, Yoon's office said. Ukraine gets USD 225 million US military aid after Biden meets Zelensky. The United States announced a new security package for Ukraine worth 225 million dollars on Thursday, which includes a Patriot missile battery, additional ammunition for high mobility artillery, rocket system, and missiles, among other items. This announcement was made during a meeting between Biden and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the NATO summit held on July 10 in Washington, D.C. India to become a superpower by 2047, says Financial Times top commentator Martin Wolf. Martin Wolf, chief economics commentator of Financial Times, one of the top English business newspapers of the world, has estimated India to be a superpower by 2047 in a newspaper column. The London-based economist Wolf said that with 4 times more population, India will match the economic output of the US by 2047. Wolf said that if India's GDP were to grow even a 5% a year by 2047 and US GDP were to grow at 2.3%, India's economy would equal that of the US in purchasing power parity terms. US President Biden ready to undergo neurological exams if doctors recommended. Amid the mounting pressure from fellow Democrats to end his re-election campaign, US President Joe Biden has indicated willingness to undergo a neurological exam to address concern about his mental fitness for office, but only if his doctors recommend it. I am not opposed if my doctors tell me I should have another neurological exam, I will do it, he said at a rare solo new conference Thursday at the conclusion of the NATO summit. He further added, every single day I am surrounded by good documents. If good doctors, if they think there are problem, there's a problem. I promise you, or even if they don't think it's a problem and think I should have a neurologic exam again, I will do it. No one suggesting that right now, as per CNN. 10% constable post in CSIF reserved for Agniveer's DG Neena Singh said this. The Central Industrial Security Force CISF has allocated 10% of its constable positions for Agniveers, according to Director General Neena Singh. This move comes with additional benefits, including relaxations in age criteria and physical efficiency test for ex-Agniveers. CISF has made all arrangements to recruit ex-Agniveers. 10% of constable posts have been reserved for them. Ex-Agniveers will be given relaxation in the physical efficiency test. There is also relaxation in age. There is a 5-year relaxation in age for the first batch and 3 years of age relaxation afterwards, CISF DG Naina Singh said in a statement. Current affairs is over. Thank you very much.